Today, we're seeing 1 in 4 deals terminate around inspection. Today, I want to talk to you about how you can avoid that if you're considering selling your house. Today's buyer is very focused on the minute details around every transaction. They're really looking for the best value that they can find. And let's be frank, a lot of times they have the leverage to make that happen. When you prepare your home for going on the market, there's a few common things you can do to avoid these pitfalls later on. Number 1, take care of the maintenance items that you already know about. I can't stress how important it is for sellers to take care of things that they already know about before they go on the market. The main reason is that buyers will use this against you twice throughout the transaction. First, they'll offer you less on the home if they feel like the home has a lot of maintenance items or it just doesn't feel like it's move-in ready. And number 2, they will ask you an inspection to fix those items again. This is why we say paying for it once yourself with your own contractor or vendor that you get to decide on before you go on the market makes so much more sense than waiting for the buyer to make that decision for you. You can find out what things need to be done to your house by 1, maybe you just know of a certain thing that hasn't worked right for the last few months or maybe even years while you've lived in the house. It's a good idea to hire the contractor to get that taken care of. 2, you can do a pre-home inspection if you feel like it's worth it. Sometimes that home inspector is going to find things that maybe you don't know about. Or they're also just going to look through the home the same way a buyer's inspector would look through the home so that you can stay ahead of these things and maybe take care of them yourself on your own dime, on your own timeline, when you're not under contract and you don't have leverage against you. And number 3 is maybe you just hire a few professionals to come take a look at things. Some of the most common professionals that we tell our clients to hire beforehand is 1, an HVAC contractor. It's really, really important that you get your HVAC furnace and air conditioning unit serviced, maintained before you go on the market. And if that contractor makes some recommended repairs, go ahead and do them. Because I can guarantee you it's going to be cheaper if you take care of it before you go on the market rather than waiting till after. The second contractor we talk a lot about is roofers. You can get a good roofer or exterior professional to go out and take a look at your roof and just make some minor repairs that will make that roof look a lot better for that buyer's inspection. If it looks like you take care of the home, the buyer's going to have a lot more confidence moving forward. That exterior contractor can also make different exterior repairs around the house. I can't tell you how many times I've seen an inspection report where it's just a little bit of caulk or a little bit of paint here and there that the inspector calls out that if you take care of, won't become a problem later on. Now, if you wanted to go the extra mile, you could make sure that you get a radon test and a sewer line scope also before you go on the market. Doing these things now could set you up for success. Knowing if you have radon inside the house, that's every buyer is going to ask for that. And then 2, doing a sewer line scope, doing it yourself, getting it cleaned out at the same time is going to remove a lot of anxiety that the buyer might have. And right now in this market, it's really important to make sure that you remove as much anxiety from the deal as possible. Going a step further, you could have a plumber come take a look at your home. You may or may not have known this, but water pressure is a big deal. Pressure reducing valves cost a few $100s and can reduce that item off the inspection list. When an inspector goes in and tests all the plumbing and the faucets, what they do is they fill all the sinks and the tubs as full as possible, and then they watch them drain. If there's any slow drains, they're going to call that out. A plumber can find that out for you. Sometimes your faucets or on your vanities might have like a really small drip in the plumbing. That's really hard to notice sometimes. If you take care of that ahead of time with your own plumber, you're going to save money there. And then you're going to really want to make sure that your home presents as well as possible. We can get a lot done with paint and flooring. If your hardwood floors need to be refinished, it's a good idea to do that before you go on the market. Refinishing your hardwood floors has such a high ROI that I can't recommend it enough. And then finally, you do actually want to repaint the inside of your house if you have any odd colors or if it's just been a while since you painted your house. I can't stress enough how much further a newly painted house goes over one that hasn't been painted in quite some time. Sometimes we throw around the term right now, you want to be the prettiest girl at the ball. A lot of sellers have a lot of competition and buyers are more picky than they've been in quite some time. And they have a lot to choose from in certain marketplaces and certain segments of the market. Working with a good real estate broker is going to set you up for success, and that's what we do. We take a lot of time in the pre-listing process to make sure that your home presents as well as possible so that you are set up for success. This video was a little bit longer today, but thank you so much for sticking around. If you stayed around to the end and you're thinking of selling around your house, give us a call. We're happy to help.